looking at a full moon over Sierra. After the show, the lights go down. Another rocky road leading nowhere, except back to a lonesome town where I left you.
Good evening and welcome to OmnTV. I'm Bob Getch, your producer and co-host for today.
And I'm Ron Gagnon, your assistant host, and we are at Myrtle Inlet, Myrtle Beach at Dead Dog Saloon. Tell you what, food is good.
Yeah, you're missing something if you don't come down here and hit this spot.
That's for sure.
So, at this point, weather's been nice, hasn't it?
It's been awesome.
The sun's been out, got a nice cool breeze.
Been able to go out in the ocean and fight with the fish.
Water's been pretty warm.
Yes, it has.
Not bathwater warm, but not chilling like Musqueamish in Rhode Island.
For sure.
So, right now, I gotta ask my co-host to take off and go to my man cave and talk to a certain individual from Israel. So what do you say?
So I will say adieu and enjoy the show, and we'll see you back at the man cave. Have a good one.
Works for me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it took me a long time to get here. It was a hard run. I got all sweaty and everything, and then I had to take a shower and change my clothes and everything. But I want to say hello to Bobby down in Myrtle Beach, and I hope he's having a good time. I know I did while I was down there. Folks, I'd like to welcome you to another session of OmnTV, and we have a special guest with us today from Israel, and his name is Lior Bernstein, better known as LiorB. How you doing, Lior?
Hi, how are you doing, Ron?
I'm
Special
good.
to be here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's interesting. I was reading up on your bio and everything that you actually picked up your first guitar and started teaching yourself when you were 17.
All right, for my 17th birthday, I got my first guitar as a present. So that's how I started to learn the guitar. You know, I just started to learn the basic chords, A, M, D, G, C, and, you know, especially Elvis songs. And during the years, I teach myself a lot of, you know, just play with the guitar, all the 50s, 60s stuff that I grew up on. And that's how I started to play the guitar and got into the music world, you know. And after I started to play the guitar, I started to practice my singing style. That's basically how I started.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you expanded from there, started your own band, and
Yeah, I do have a tribute band, a tribute to the 50s and the early 60s music. And because I love this music, I decided to, you know, to put a band together and perform live to the audience. You know, small crowded, even larger crowded, small coffee houses, theaters, private parties, stuff like that, weddings, and you know, my biggest inspiration was Elvis Presley, of course. I started to collect Elvis records since I was maybe 9 years old, I think. So that's how I started, you know, the Elvis stuff and all the rock and roll singers.
all right, Lior, we're going to introduce your first song in here. It's Baby, I Want You. Can you tell us a little something about the song?
So the title song, Baby, I Want You, I wrote for a girl that I met at the university. And she had a birthday on October, and I wanted to surprise her with a special gift, not something like to buy in a store. So that's why I decided to write her a song, original song, a love song. And just before her birthday, she stopped contact me. She said she don't want to see me. I don't know why, but I was so sad. But I already recorded the song. It was all ready. So I decided to release it as a single because it was so good. I was so proud of this song. And I decided to just give it to the world, to release it. And that song actually started the string of songs that featured all in my DVD album. So that's the story. It's a true love song for someone that I never had, actually.
What do you say we give it a listen to?
Sure.
Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Baby I Want You.
I remember the first day. I remember your smiling face. I was melted by the light of your love. The night we walked together and stars above. Baby, I want you, and I want you to know I love you. Baby, I need you, and I want you to show me your love. If you want me, if you need me, it's so easy to love you. There is only one way. Just one look at you, and I knew this is love, and I know it's true. Baby, I want you, and I want you to know I love you. Baby, I need you, and I want you to show me your love. Baby, I want you, and I want you to know I love you. Baby, I need you, and I want you to show me your love.
Folks, I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did, because that's a great tune. Lior, you did an awesome job on it, my friend. Listen,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
the next song that you have is called Endless Love, and that's off your Moments in Time CD. Can you tell us a little something about that?
All right, Endless Love. I wrote this song basically as a singing song with lyrics and everything. But I wasn't satisfied with the result, so I stashed it away. So and I recorded just the music as an instrumental piece, and the instrumental piece sounds much better, and that's how I think it should be. Just simple love. There's no big story behind it. Just simple love tune, and it sounds better instrumental. That's what I think.
It's pretty nonetheless. So what do you say we give it a listen to?
I would love to. Thank you.
All right, folks, enjoy Endless Love. Okay, folks, that was another beautiful. Lior, I got to tell you, it's beautiful. For the instrumental, it was just absolutely fabulous. The next song that you've got coming out is called Danya, and I understand that it is in your language of Hebrew, the Hebrew language.
Yeah, that's my native language. That's right.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about how this song came about.
All right, Danya was actually the really first song that I wrote. It's about my first love. She was my girlfriend. Danya is her name, and you know, she was my first love, and it was really, really strong love. And we were together like 6 months, and then, you know, she left, and she really broke my heart totally. So that's how I started to write music and lyrics, basically, through broken heart. And when I was so down and sad, that's how I started to write music from the really bottom. So that's my first song that I wrote, and I decided to release it. The first song on my second album, which is almost all in Hebrew. That's the story of the song, you know. It's about her. That I still love her, and I don't know if she still loves me, you know. Simple love song.
Let's give it a listen to.
Sure.
Folks, Danya.
אוהב אותך, מתוקה שלי, רוצה אותך, מלאך שלי, באת אליי כמו חלום, ועזבתי נור ראשון. לא אשכח איך עינינו נפגשו בנסיעה, ומה נשאר? רק דמעה. לילה יורד, דמעות זולגות, הכאב ממשיך להכות, ודמותך טבועה בתוכי, כן, טבועה בתוכי. לא אשכח איך נשקת אותי, חיבוקך הביא לי כוח, ומה עכשיו? אני לבד. לא אוכל לתאר במילים עד כמה שאני מתגעגע אלייך כל כך, כן, אלייך כל כך. לא אשכח איך אהבת אותי, האם אהבתך אליי נשארה, או שאולי נעלמה. או דניה שלי, או דניה שלי, או דניה שלי.
Folks, at this time, we'd like to thank Lior for being with us tonight on OmnTV. We've really enjoyed your songs, Lior. I would like you to tell us a little bit something about the next song that we're going to hear, and we will bid you adieu. The song is I'm on Your Side from the Inspiration of Truth album.
Yeah, you know, it's very important to me to say that I really would love to thank you for all these wonderful opportunity and the great show you're doing. It's fantastic for all of us, all the artists around the world. So I really thank you from the bottom of my heart and soul for this. It's really important to exposure our music, and I'm thankful for you for that. It's fantastic. I really thank you. And about the song I'm on Your Side, it's the opening song of my first album. Well, it's a song of hope. It's a song that I wrote to my greatest love, my last love that I had and lost. She was an American girl, and you know, I just wrote this song for her, that I'm on her side, even through the storms on a rainy day. She don't have to be worried. So basically, it's a hopefully song, you know, just a song about hope. That's the main thing about it.
Lior, this is the producer again. I want to thank you myself personally, and found your music, and still am finding your music very, very good. I mean, I understand your Hebrew as far as your language on your second CD that you gave me, but the music itself was inspiring enough to actually want to listen through the whole thing.
That's great. That's great. I'm really appreciate it, and I'm really thankful from my heart and soul for you. And you know, basically, music it's true. It's about true feelings, and if you translate your feelings to music, that's the main thing. You know, just express yourself, express your feelings. If you're sad, if you miss someone, if you love someone, just tell her I love her. You know, simple as that. So that's what I call, you know, my debut album Inspiration of the Truth, because every song there is about the truth, something.
Well, again, from all of us to you, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I thank you for everything.
There you go. Folks, enjoy.
Growing up, it's not so easy when you got no one. You gotta deal with so many problems. Oh, I know it's hard, and you think it's never end. Baby, I know that I want you here with me. I've been telling you a million times that I'll be close to you. I hope that you still love me like the way that I love you. I want you to remember that I'm on your side. I'll hug you tight when it's cold and rain outside. You here with me. I've been telling you a million times that I'll be close to you, and I hope that you still love me like the way that I love you.
Welcome back. Starting up the second half of our show tonight, we'd like to thank Lior for joining us and being our guest star right here on OmnTV. Fabulous entertainer. Starting off, we'd like to get back with Renee Saucier and Nolan's Fever, and which will send you back to Bobby G down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Enjoy.
job there, Renee. Love that song. Now, y'all know me as a big dude, but down here in Myrtle Beach, being a Northern Yankee, they have a tendency of making me feel like I'm shrinking, and I just don't understand how to do it. Help me! Help me! Help me! Help! Our next performer, a young lady from the Bronx, doing a song called Wow Thing. So Lori Mebo. Take it away, girl. Welcome back to the second half of OmnTV. Again, Bob Getz, the producer and semi-host of this show. Ron Gagnon back at home is the other half, waiting for me to get back home. Well, with me right now I have Ranger Jocelyn Steiner, and I believe her full title is Interpretive Ranger. Can you elaborate what the Interpretive Ranger basically is?
Sure. It means that I'm in charge of interpreting the site to the public, and my particular job also includes preservation of the site as well. So I manage a team of volunteers and staff that come in and actually take care of the building.
Are you in charge of anybody in particular, or you're just one of a number of interpretive rangers here?
I'm one of 2 interpretive rangers here on the park, but I'm the only one that's in charge of the Atalaya, our historic site.
How long have you been here?
About a year.
How do you like it?
I love it. It's very fun. Every day is different, so.
Now, this, I believe, is a castle built by...
It was actually a winter home built by Anna and Archer Huntington. They were very wealthy Northerners that came down in the summer of 1929 and kind of scoped out the area and decided to settle here. So,
where were they from originally?
they were from New York.
And where does this lead?
It actually divides the house into 2 sections. So on this side of the house, the southern side, is where the Huntingtons themselves lived, and on the northern side of the house is where their servants lived. Each side has its own courtyard, but the courtyards were basically another living space for the Huntingtons, so they would have been free to move around from courtyard to courtyard.
What were these courtyards used for?
They would have been used for, their animals to run around in. They would have been used if they were entertaining and they held a gathering here. Or if they just wanted to get outside and get some fresh air, they would have come out here. So basically their living room.
So, was this built after a Moorish kind of?
Yes, it was actually. The husband, Archer Huntington, traveled throughout Spain as a young man and fell in love with the architecture over there. So when he came here to Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, he realized that the beach reminded him a lot of the coast of the Mediterranean. So he built something that's very similar to forts you see over there today.
Well, let's follow the ranger and see where we're going next, and we'll show you exactly what I was talking about a minute ago, what we saw yesterday. Now, I believe we're at the grill work, but I have a question to ask you. Now, is it Atalaya, and what does that mean?
Well, it kind of depends on who you talk to. A lot of the locals around here have grown up calling it Atalaya, but we believe that Archer, because he was such a scholar for Hispanic studies, would have pronounced it closer to the Spanish way of pronouncing it, which is Atalaya.
And it means?
It means watchtower. And actually, the central focus point of the house is a huge tower right in the middle of the covered walkway. This would have housed a 3,000-gallon Cypress water tank when the Huntingtons lived here, but if this were a fort on the Mediterranean coast like the one that it's modeled after, that would have served as a lookout point for pirates or any other kind of threat coming into the bay.
Okay, now back to this ironworks.
Yes.
These are great.
Yes, they are.
And why would they actually make these ironworks decorative like this?
Well, they definitely did have a defensive purpose.
Okay.
We keep talking about how this was based off of forts, and that's a very typical architectural element for a fort on the Mediterranean coast. Now, Archer designed this whole house based off of his memories of traveling through Spain, and as far as we know, he never wrote anything down. So he basically told his contractor where to build, and then the contractor relayed that information to the workers. Anna's contribution to the house is the ironwork. She was an artist, she was a sculptor, very, very prominent in the early 20th century, and is still very well known today.
Well, that's why it looks so elegant.
Yes, it was created by an artist. And she took normal Moorish designs and elements and incorporated it into the grillwork that you see today. When they were traveling through Florida in one of their many, summer vacations, they discovered a firm called Tito and Rogers in Miami, and that's who she got to actually forge the ironwork, and then they brought it up here to install it. Now, the grillwork in the courtyard is a lot more intricate and delicate than the grillwork on the exterior of the building, and that's because this goes back to the courtyard being used as a living room, or basically another living space.
Now, being the age of the building as it stands right, is probably the reason why we're not going up to the roof to look out. Mm-hmm. And I believe the conversation we had earlier with some of the destruction pieces, if I want to use that term, was due to hurricanes, of course, because South Carolina is susceptible to hurricanes, as most of us know on the eastern seaboard. But some of the damage was caused by, let's just say, unwarranted individuals who wanted a piece of it.
Correct, yes. Unfortunately, we do get hit by hurricanes here quite often in South Carolina, and there were two major ones that hit after Atalaya was built. Hurricane Hazel in 1954 and Hurricane Hugo in 1989. Both of these hurricanes created massive amounts of water that just sat in the building because there was no one living here at the time. And so you'll see a lot of cracks, you'll see a lot of deterioration with the ironwork, with any kind of metal throughout the house is very corroded due to that water. The other issue that you talked about is vandalism, and for a very long time, from about 1960 onwards to maybe even 10 years ago, this building was not closed in. It was completely open. Anyone could come in day or night and basically do whatever they wanted with the space. But it is very interesting because we get quite a lot of new visitors coming in today saying, oh, when I was a teenager, I used to party in Atalaya. So it definitely holds, you know, some sort of place in people's hearts around here for that reason. All right, well, I'm going to take you to Anna's studio where she would have created about 12 to 15 pieces here at Atalaya, and then we'll look at some of the bedrooms.
And those pieces are actually located across at the gardens?
Some of them are.
Some of them are. Okay.
Well, at this point of the juncture, we're going to take time and we're going to introduce our next performer, a gentleman by the name of Emmett Moran. Heard of him before. The gentleman's from Northern Ireland. The title of the song is going to be "The River Flows." Great pianist, writes a heck of a lot of music, very relaxing. So, have fun, enjoy.
Great job, Emmett. Right now we're standing in the outdoor studio of Emma's, but we came through the indoor studio, and what kind of information can you give me on that?
Well, sure. As I said before, Anna is a very well-known artist, the 20th century sculptor. And here at Atalaya, she worked on anywhere from about 12 to 15 pieces. We know that she didn't finish any here, and she didn't work on any of the really large pieces, but she would have done small sketches and about medium-sized sculptures. Now, the indoor studio is where she would have worked when the weather was very bad. Anna actually preferred to work outdoors with natural light, but unfortunately, if it was raining or if it was very, very cold, she would have moved inside and worked with the skylights. Now, if you were to visit Anna in her studio, you would have walked in and immediately heard some classical music playing. She was a huge fan of classical music. You probably also would have heard some monkeys chirping in the corner. We do know that she had a couple of Reese's monkeys that she kept here at Atalaya to sculpt. And you probably also would have seen a big macaw or a parrot flying around the rafters in there. So it was almost a little bit of cacophony of sights and sounds, but she felt as an artist that that was kind of an embarrassment of riches.
So she kept various animals on site just for her sculptor purposes and then released them?
Well, actually, I don't know that she released any, but she and Archer never had any children, so their animals kind of became their pseudo-children. They had lots of pets. They had several Scottish deerhounds. They had a couple of French bulldogs. They had a greyhound. They had monkeys. They had horses, and of course, they had the blue macaw.
Now, I understand that they also kept bears.
Yes, not all the time. The bears lived over full-time at the zoo in Brook Green Gardens, which is just right across the street. But whenever she wanted to sculpt one, they would pack it up in a big crate, bring it over here, and put it in the bear pens.
How big is the Brookfield?
Brook Green Gardens?
Brook Green. I'll get it right. Gardens. How big is it?
It's very large. It's a couple thousand acres. And it's actually Brook Green Gardens and the land that the state park is on was made up of 4 separate plantations.
And they owned that property as well at that time?
Yes, actually, they built Brook Green Gardens at the same time they were building Atalaya.
And who was in charge of that?
Well, Archer had a contractor named William Thompson, and they actually utilized all local labor. So they became the biggest employers in the area during the Great Depression. And it was said that, if you went up to Archer and you asked him for a job, he would automatically give you one. He never turned anyone down that we know of.
What a coincidence, Jocelyn. Our next song that we're going to be showcasing is from a gentleman from Sweden by the name of Mats Garpenval, and the song is titled Out of Work. Let's play it. again, taking us on what was supposed to be a brief tour that ended up being a lot longer than initially what we wanted, but because of such an interest, I couldn't help it. So we're going to end the show with a young lady from Austria. Her name's Ivana Chesenko Fisher, doing a song called Ivana Sense.
Well, the week's come to a close. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and we are now heading out from Myrtle Beach area. I want to thank Nutmeg TV. I want to thank LiorB. I want to thank all the performers that were on this show. And I want to thank Charlie Campbell and Jocelyn Steiner for their assistance during our show. So from all of us to all of you, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.